Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great morning. So right now, right in the pre-market session, right before the morning bell, we did get an alert from the Algo, and I got in for just a quick point. I didn't want to hold it for too long because I don't like holding into the market open unless it's like a perfect setup. This was a bit of a weaker setup at the candle, but still worked out. I'm gonna pull that screen over right now. That way you guys can see. 8:55, we got the alert. We got filled right at like the 9 o'clock candle, and then I literally just went for a point just for the first target, but then it kept going, just pushed, which was great, but I didn't hold in because I just want to, quick scalp. Don't want any sellers to come in right before the market open because that happens a good amount of times. And we were approaching a resistance level, so that's always something to be aware of. But if we can get a nice pullback, I might be able to enter again. It's like right here was our resistance point. So what I did for you guys is now you guys can see my support and resistance lines on the chart itself. It's like in the overnight session, we kind of bounced off exactly right there, and then bounced off down here, hit it again and bounced right back. And overall, right, like in the overnight session, there wasn't too much going on. We did have that nice little sell-off, but that was like later in the day. And I did say I was going to do like an overnight trading session, but I didn't see anything happening when I was looking at it around like 9 o'clock. So I was like, no need for it today. And then, yeah, kind of just went to bed. Now I'm here, and we're going to see if we can catch some good moves. Our next resistance point is up here at 34.54. And again, for these resistance points, don't ever think of it like, oh, it's going to hit that price exactly and then come right back down. It might cross it a little bit and then come back down. So whenever we're playing these resistance points and support zones, right, it's always a zone, not just a single price point. So we always let it cross it a little bit and then put our order underneath. That way on the way back, we catch it. Because we don't want to get stuck in something that just rips right through, right? Same situation here. One above our resistance point right here. Now it's starting to come back down. This would be a nice area to enter, but my only concern right now is, hey, it's 5 minutes till market open. So I rather just wait for market open and see what that first 5-minute candle does, because we always get that insane amount of volume immediately. As of right now, our high volume nodes are ranging right between 34.44 and 34.42. So we could get a nice pullback down and then we might bounce back up. But if not, and we break through the 200 EMA, we can see it go right back down to the overnight lows, which is right around here. But our support zone is right around 34.38. And if any of you tuning in today are from the Midwest and near the hurricane zone, I really do wish you guys the best. Stay safe out there. Make sure, like, if you guys can possibly get out and go somewhere else. But I know it's gonna get hit pretty bad. So I just hope everyone's safe out there. We are open right now, taking a little bit of a nice little sell-off at the moment. Approaching the high volume nodes. NQ is pushing up, ES is pushing down. Let's see which one stays in control. You can see our cumulative delta pointing down. That's a big move right there. So let's see if we can continue that sell-off. As of right now, we're only $100 in profit because I did take that one trade for 1 point. And that will always be shown in the performance center right here. Obviously 100 for, but I don't like looking at my P&L or anything because that's always a distraction. Right now, doing that exact 200 EMA bounce that we always talk about. NQ still pushed up. NQ is green. ES negative at the moment. So let's see. Who wants to stay in control? Who wants to lead the day today? Because one will always follow the other. It's just a matter of time. Overall, the trend is still bullish. So I might look for a reversal play here. Right around that high volume now, guys. Let's see if we can get that. This could be a little pullback. We can go up again. That'd be nice. NQ is following. NQ is starting to take a dip in the 1-minute charts right now. So ES might get a bit more support. Obviously, when they're in sync, they just move together completely. I don't like, there's no other way to explain that, but they just do. Let's see. Just place my order right there at 34.45. If it breaks in this candle, I'll just go for that 1 point. If it doesn't, then I'm going to cancel it.
Stop filled.
It hit it. Well, we're looking for that little push right now. NQ is pushing up at the moment. Getting some sellers, but the buyers aren't giving up either, which is good. Let's just see if we can hold it. I don't like the look of that.
Stop filled.
Add a tight stop on that for like about 1.5 points. So we just gave up our profit from the earlier trade, which is okay. We'll find our bigger move. Because NQ is really pushing up in the 1-minute chart. So is ES a little bit. Looks like just a clear bounce off of the EMA, the 200 EMA. Just a matter of trying to wait and see, can it sustain. This was a clear part of my tick strategy, right? Just perfect candle. You know, everything can't work every time, right? We'll find our move though. But if we do get down to here pretty quickly, I might get in for a long position because I can see that this area being a nice reversal area. This candle is not a potential entry at all. We saw the double wicks. We don't like that. Yeah, I'm just looking at the news right now just to see what's happening. Everyone's just saying the market's opening flat. Only thing big happening is Salesforce surging because of their earnings. Pretty much something. Most of the tech stocks are still green. The banks are red. Let's see. Yeah, but most of the normal stocks are pretty much just red today at the open. Now we're just playing around with the high volume node of the day right here. If we break below the 33.42, I'm thinking that it could just rip down immediately after that. You can probably secure a good like 4 or 5 points right there.
Order filled.
We broke below that, so I'm going for the short like I said. Let's just see if we can get that push. Some of the buyers are trying to step in at the moment, but let's see if the sellers can control. So high volume nodes right there, right? If we're breaking above that, then that's a good point to cancel our order, but if not, we might just have the sellers stay in control for the moment being. Or it might just range back and forth right around here again. It's interesting to see like that our delta is down, but then price is trying to move up. Tick chart pretty much couldn't break through, but we still have time left on the tick chart. So let's see if anything happens. Right now we're just bouncing off of that 200 EMA. Let's see. This might have just been the pullback that we're waiting for. We just got caught real quick. Let's see.
Stop field.
Yep, we got caught on that full reversal right there. That trade right there was completely my fault. I was pretty much fighting the trend. Because like I did say in the beginning, the overall trend was to the upside, but then I tried to go short. And that was just a dumb mistake on my part. But that was honestly just going for the breakout play, essentially. The morning breakout range. And sometimes it works beautifully, sometimes 930 and 35. Okay, today seems to be a really weird day in the sense that NQ is essentially dropping right now, but then ES is going up. There's a lot of divergence, and that's kind of worrying. I feel like that might not be a good day to trade then. No, not what we're looking for. What on my other chart? Let me just see one thing real quick. So yeah, pretty much trend is still bullish. I can just start today. Yeah, right now it's just getting choppy again. Nice little chop chop. Now, what was that noise? Sorry guys, I was trying to figure out what that noise was. I don't know where it came from on my computer. I think it might have been through my streaming software. Never heard it before. Okay. But anyway, looking at the charts still. Again, like that type of candle, man, like after big doji right here, smaller doji essentially, and then another doji type candle right there. That's concerning. But again, if we're able to break above that 33.47, we might be green for the day. Might get all the buyers to step in, make a nice big move. NQ is starting to push a little bit at the moment, but we have to see if we can get any confirmation. As we can see, the delta slowly starting to move to the upside. Oh, that random noise was apparently it's for a new subscriber. So whoever subscribed, thank you so much. And for all of you that subscribed so far, I really appreciate you guys. And I really appreciate that you guys hit that like button too. Like, I never usually ask for that, but you guys still hit it, so it means a lot to me. We might potentially have a big move coming up. We just have to see how well these candles hold up. How well the resistance is gonna be right around this area, around that 47 area. I wouldn't mind getting in here. My profit targets would be at 34.50 and then 3. One, we did get the algo alert. Two, pretty much we tested this resistance point overnight once, twice. In the morning was a third time. So we might get that fourth big break. Because normally that's what happens with our resistance lines, right? They'll touch it, come down, touch it again, come down, but then at some point it will break through. And that usually happens on the third test or fourth test. And right now this would be the fourth test. We do have some orders piling up around that area, so what I might do is wait for those orders to be taken out and then try to enter it. But again, sellers are pushing again, so I might cancel this order. Yeah, Harry, it is pretty much just ranging and chopping. And you know that I hate when it's ranging, because that's when I lose my money. So I get ahead of myself when it's ranging. But this is the issue whenever we make all-time highs, right? We will hit a good amount of chop with all-time highs. Because when we have all-time highs, that's when a lot more people step in thinking, hey, we have to sell, we have to like get a nice dip. That's why when we make that big push for all-time highs, it'll be a quick push by the institutions, and then after that everyone's just trying to like, hey, let's make it reverse a little bit. And there's always going to be those people that are just like, nah, I can keep going higher, and they just keep holding or buying more. Right now I'm just waiting. If we could get a nice green delta bar, that would give me a good amount of confidence in this trade, because then we can assume that we can get that big push by the buyers. But if not, it might just be choppy for a while. And then one thing I did notice is whenever it's choppy in the mornings, what happens is during the end of the session, like the last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes, you'll see the big push in the ES. Just gonna move my order up here and then drag it down afterwards. I want them to take those sellers out, come back down, and then I'll enter.
Stop filled.
Again, our first target is going to be for 34.50. Second contract's going to be for 34.43.50. This is going to be one of those big plays. Let's just see if we can get that buyer support to continue. Right now, we bounced off the 200 EMA. We're holding above the high volume node of the day so far. We just have to break through our resistance point, and we should be golden. Delta's moving up. And most likely, once we can break this point in our delta, right? I feel like that should be causing a good amount of momentum to have a nice push. Right now, the delta is continuously going up. It's just a matter of breaking through that point. Once we break through that, we should see a good push. Now it's just a matter of being patient. Most of our sellers are piling up at 33.47.50, as we can see on the dome. So let's see if we can break through that area right there. I'm watching the 1 minute charts on my other screen over here just in case. We are a bit choppy, so I just want to be careful. So if I see something happening in the 1 minute real quick, I will have to just close my position. But if the 1 minute can continue, I'm all good with it. We just have to break through that 34.4750 right now. That's where we're seeing a good amount of resistance from our sellers. They're trying to pile their orders up, as you can see. We need to break that. Big chart not looking healthy. We did get a nice cumulative delta bar right here. Good, but this chop is kind of worrying me right now. But with the tick chart, right, we are making a little trend to the upside. This is a small trend, nothing crazy, but overall trend is still bullish. It's just a matter of seeing, is this going to be our reversal point? Getting some buyers finally. NQ super choppy, but we have some potential movement on it in the 1 minute charts at least. 5 minutes, we are still waiting. Let's see if NQ can give us that big push and maybe the ES can follow. I don't have the NQ's cumulative delta up. 1 second. Where do I forgot where it was. Nope. There we go. See the 5 minutes for it. Yeah, delta for the NQ is down, but we can see the NQ being so choppy. Isn't that interesting? So ES and they're not in sync. Super choppy NQ. ES, same thing. Let's see. Sellers are piling up, but the buyers aren't weak either. Let's see, maybe the ES can take the lead today. Normally we do get choppy at around 10 o'clock. It happens sometimes, but then we wait it out. We might be able to catch that move. Yeah, that is interesting that the delta for the NQ is pretty much down, but the ES has been continuously going up. That's interesting. Yeah, the orders are definitely piling up here. I don't like the chop. I don't know how strong the buyers can be today. Might just end up canceling my position. Let's see. Like if you look at the bigger picture, right, we can see that it's clearly nice bounce off of 200 EMA and then it's pushing up. And the one thing we have in the 5-minute candles for a little confirmation, right, is that the fact that we're not making any lower lows, right? We're not breaking below the previous candles, which is a good sign of the trend holding strong. It's just a matter of it's just getting choppy, but NQ is pushing up just slowly on the 1-minute chart. And in the 1-hour charts, the ES is still bullish, but we're just hitting that little chop in the 1-hour chart as well. Just slow down the movements because obviously all-time highs. It's a good resistance at 34.50 as well. Yeah, I think this might just be a day where it's just going to be testing our patience, because overall the trend is still moving up, breaking above the candle's highs, broke through our pretty big resistance point at 47.50, where we saw the sellers piling up. Now it might just be a matter of waiting it out. And then once we break above the previous pivot high, we should just see a nice little push. But again, 34.50 is just those psychological levels of every 10 points on the ES. They like to add resistance. That's why we can see the most orders piling up right there at 34.50. Just a psych level. But normally we're able to break through them. Delta on the ES moving up, showing some good support. Can't speak today. So pretty much we got in at 34.47. We're waiting for it to hit our first target of 34.50, and then our second target will be at 34.53.50. And this is pretty much, we got the algo alert for it and we're waiting it out. Let's see how it plays out. That's interesting. At 33.49, we have a lot of sellers piling up, so we might just bounce back a little bit. But that's also might just be because that was our previous pivot high. But here, I'll make it nice and easy. So pretty much our third target would be at 34.57.25, but I feel like that's a stretch for today unless we get a big push, especially if we're struggling this much in the morning. That might happen at the end of the day. We'll have to see. Maybe after another pullback it might go up there, but as of right now, our algo alerted at 33.46.75. We got in at 33.46.70 because we always go up one tick above just so we can avoid those double tops. And now we're just waiting it out. First target, obviously 34.50.25. Second target, 34.53.75. But just because that 33.44.50 might be a little psych level, that's why I put it at 33.44.50. That way I can just get it filled, just in the case that we turn around right there. But then once we hit our first target, I'm going to move my stop to break even. That way we can just ride it out till second target. And if you guys were here yesterday, you guys obviously saw there was like a little bit of a glitch with the Top Step trading account, and I'm still in the talks with them just to see like if they can fix everything. I sent them the video, they just have to review it. But they'll most likely just put my money back. Break through. Let's hit it. Let's hit our first target. We can see the orders piling up at 34.50. It's just a psych level. We'll let them play it out and then see what happens. Whoa. Those orders piled up fast. Let's see if our buyers can take that out. If we can take these two out pretty quickly, we might just get a clean flush to the upside. And again, if we were just going for the 2 points, we could have just taken it out right here. But this is potentially a big move, so I'm just waiting it out. Delta's still strong. We'll get that little back and forth, and then we should be able to just push.
Order filled.
We just got our first contract filled right there. And now we start trailing our stop loss. I don't like reversals that happen at that's like levels. Next target 34.53.50. So we just secured 150 from the first contract. These are those 3 points. Second contract will be a total of another 300 once it hits. So our second contract will give us another profit of 325. So 325 plus 150, 475. So once it hits that 34.50, we'll get a total profit of 475 from that one. And minus our 2 mistakes that we made. This one I really shouldn't have taken, man. That was so bad on my part. When the trend was to the upside, I don't know why I tried to fight it, because I'm always a trend trader where I trade with the trend. Might just need more coffee then. But if that didn't happen, we should still be up 275 for the day. Now I'm just waiting for, the buyers to stay in control. My stop loss is moved to 2 ticks above break even. That way it's always in profit. If it pulls down out of nowhere and tries to reverse on me, I don't lose anything. Right now I'm just riding it out. So now I can just relax and just chill out. And if any of you guys have any questions, now would be the best time to ask it, because now I can answer them. And I also know that a few people do trade stocks and everything in the people that are watching. So what I'm going to be doing is, since I do talk about the algo error and everything, I'm going to show you guys how the algo works completely by starting a stock account with just 10,000 in it, probably next week. I'll transfer the money in this week. It'll clear. Probably should clear the same day, but if not, I'll just have everything set up for next Monday, hopefully. And then just going to track it every day on the YouTube channel. So that way you guys can see the simple effects of compounding interest, where if you just go for that 1 to 2% a day and keep hitting those targets, how you can grow your account. So that'll be pretty fun. So obviously the stocks I won't be doing live because I swing trade them. I'm not gonna sit here for like days upon days just sitting in my computer. I'll have my orders in, but I'll just do daily recaps and then show you like the order statements and everything. That way you guys know, hey, I took the trades. And right now I'm just gonna be watching the 1 minute charts on the side just to make sure no type of reversal is happening. Because if the 1 minute chart starts to get weaker, I might just close my position. But the 5 minute candles are pretty much staying strong right now. If this 5 minute candle can potentially just break above, not create a double top, I'll feel confident in holding. Because in the 1 minute charts, we are seeing some double tops happening. That's my only concern. Nice, good little breakout right there. Now we just push. Cumulative delta is good at the moment. Let's check the NQ, because I wasn't paying attention to NQ's delta before. But as we saw, delta for NQ obviously rising. And again, with the NQ, what happened was, look, like we have the 930 candle, 935 candle, 945, 940 candle, right? That's the first 15 minutes of the day. That creates your opening range. NQ broke out of the morning range, pushed right through. ES, on the other hand, let's see where it was the 930. So 930, 935, 940, first 15 minutes. Tried to go for the short here, didn't work out. But if you went for the long of the breakout of that range, right? It's making a nice push. And if I didn't take any other trades other than just my algos, he's like, I would have had that 100 in the morning and then whatever I'm getting right now. But since I did try to make those little moves on the tick chart and then that stupid move right here going against the trend, but it was a breakout play, so it had its fair reasoning, but I should have paid attention to the trend. Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen with the NQ. Right now, 5-minute candles kind of extended, right? Let's look at the range chart to see if it's approaching any of their highs, because that'll be a good point for us to like just exit our trades, right? So it still has a potential to keep going up today. One-minute charts just might be a small, tiny pullback. No big deal. Let's look at the tick charts. That's a weak candle. Did it break below? Just a tad, not a point though, not a tick. Let's see. Might just move my stop up a little bit to lock in some more. Based on the 1-minute charts, there might be a potential reversal. And if so, we can always just get back in around that 33.47, try to go long again, but I'm not trying to give up any of my profits today. I'm just gonna be trailing this. Because if it breaks below this 5-minute candle, I'd rather just be out and not risk it. Because right now, the 34.50 level, that price point right here, seems to be where the 1-minute charts are kind of struggling. And it might just be either like, you know, buyers just taking their profits and everything, which is completely normal. And we just have to be patient and wait it out. But it's also like, hey, we're in profit. We got our money back from our previous mistakes. Let's not get too greedy today. So I'm just gonna be trailing my stop per the candles. And I think 2000 tick, slightly weak, but obviously This can just hold and then push back up, just buyers taking their profits. Yeah, Tom, it is another chop fest today, and we finally broke out of that little chop, and we were lucky enough to get in that trade and still be in it. I'm gonna wait it out, but regardless, I'll still be profitable even if it comes down on me today till like the 33.49 on my contract. NQ, it was kind of just risky today. When NQ is choppy, you lose like so much. Like, that's what I hate. But the ES, if it's choppy, you can wait it out a little bit. Enzo, I'm happy that you had a small profit, but you had to be conservative on the NQ. Kick me. Okay, yeah. But you had to be conservative on the NQ. Yeah, man. When NQ is choppy, you have to be very careful because that's when a lot of people lose a shit ton of money. Yeah, man, the rich are getting richer, man. Like, honestly, during this whole pandemic, the rich got, I forgot what the number was, but I was like, that makes a lot of sense because pretty much they own so much. It's like just real estate, businesses. Like, the top 1% controls a good amount of how we perform. But honestly, this whole market, the only reason it's been continuing to go up is because of the Fed just pumping money in. And even, what was it, JP Morgan CEO yesterday released like a little statement saying, hey, like, I don't think we realize the recession's impacts just yet. And he's worried himself too. So it's like, he's like, the market's been going up, the people have been okay just because the Fed's been giving them money. The Fed's been giving companies money, like telling them, hey, you don't have to pay your debt back. So some big companies right now, all the debt that they had was pretty much just wiped clean. This government's like, oh, you don't have to pay it back. We'll just like erase it. So that's a big deal. Like, pretty much the company goes straight into profits, and you know, those company shareholders, their board members, they're gonna be getting a good, nice little paycheck, then their nice bonuses while they fire everybody else. And we're gonna see that happen come September. A lot more layoffs are gonna happen, and then potentially next year I'm scared for next year, to be honest. Because if you think about it, a lot of people are still unemployed. A lot of people could not pay their rent. Evictions are still, in some states, evictions are still paused. But once they allow it, guess what? It's like a lot of people are going to be homeless, which is really sad. But all those people that own the real estate, the property values will probably come down. That's just my opinion, because obviously there's going to be a lot of people that can't afford to pay their mortgage payments at the moment, because obviously they're not getting any rent from their renters. So unless they're super wealthy, they can't afford to maintain everything. Again, I'm going to move my stop up a little bit just to have some more profits locked in. Right now, we're just waiting for that 53.50 to get hit, and then we'll be done. I'm not going to get into the market after that. Oh man, Tom, like you should see like the reports on how many small businesses closed. Like, I wish I had the article. Like, I was like, when I was reading it, I was just like, oh, wow. Yeah, Tanner, this is like super disconnected from the reality, man. Like, it's because, one, it's the election year, so we do have the White House pumping money in to, you know, get votes, because they're like, nobody wants to vote for a president that has a bad economy or a bad stock market. That's why you always see Trump always saying like, oh, look at how much the stock market gained. But you ever realize, like, he only talks about when it moved up, but then never when it moves down? So it's like, that's a big deal. Like, you have to pay attention to like that stuff. But when people only care about the market going up and not controlling the whole economy and caring about how people's lives are going to be affected, that's a big factor. It's like if you think about it, right? A lot of these people, one, like I think the real estate market might see a nice little dip. The residential market might see growth, but the city real estate's the ones that's gonna take a dip. Because like me, I live in New Jersey. I work in real estate. So I see a lot of people coming from New York, Brooklyn, New York City, like everywhere right around those cities, all moving out of that area and moving to Jersey because one, they get to keep their nice salaries that they get in New York, but they get to work from home and their offices are going to be shifting over to that lifestyle of, hey, come in 1 week, stay home for 2 weeks. So people are okay with commuting for 1 week and then staying home for 2 weeks because they get a bigger house for the same price that they paid for their studio in their New York apartment. Because I've seen people that come in, they're like, oh, I'm gonna pay like $3,500. I pay $3,500 for my like apartment in New York, and in New Jersey, you can get a nice little house for $3,500 a month. So they're renting those out, and that market's growing. So the residential rentals are increasing at the moment from what I'm seeing personally. But then, like all the city people are just running out. They're just like moving. The minute their lease is up, they're done. Because it's pointless. Why do you want to live in the city when one, you can't go do anything? Because like the whole point of living in the city is to have fun in the city, having access to everything. So most of your restaurants are closed, which kind of sucks. They're not closed, but like, you know, you want to be able to sit and dine in. Or you have a lot of young people that go to the clubs and the bars. They can't go there. So it's like one of the two things that they do most, they can't do. It's just like, why am I here? Why not just go to the suburbs and be doing something else? And there's a lot of people buying houses now too. Because like the supply is so low and the demand so high, like they're going immediately. So next year it's gonna be interesting because once this stimulus stuff stops and everything, we'll see how many people will actually still have a job. And that's why I like trading, even though there's risk involved with money and everything, but it's one job you control. You have complete control over your results. No boss, no nobody. You are your own boss. This is your business and you have to run it properly. Let's see, I might want to move my stop up again a little bit. 5-minute candle getting weak. I don't like it when the 5-minute candle gets weak. 1-minute candles being weak is okay, but I don't want a nice reversal here. Move it up a little bit. Just give it some room, you know. I'm glad you agree, Johnny. Yeah, today is a day for me just to be patient and wait it out. We are seeing a little bit of a reversal on the tick charts, but we can wait. And you can see right up here, right in this trade, you can see the open P&L. Tick chart getting weaker. Let me go check the 1-minute charts over here. 1-minute chart's getting a tiny bit of chop, but not too much, so we might still be able to push up and hit that target. My only worry at this point is I don't want a reversal happening because we did just make a nice move. We might still hit that 34.50, 350, but I kind of want to be out of this trade soon. Just waiting it out. I think this little push that we had, break out of the whole morning range, might be slowing down now. We can see the sellers' orders are piling up. Just waiting for that little push, hit my target, we'll be done. Let's see if there's any other news coming out. It's always good to pay attention to the overall market and see how it's doing. Now, we also had another news from Moderna saying its coronavirus vaccine shows promising results in a small trial for elderly patients. Again, news about a vaccine right now is pretty much key to the market pushing up higher. And most likely, if we do get the vaccine soon, or whenever we get it, honestly, we will see a nice little surge in the market. These people get that hope like, hey, everything can just go back to normal. But in reality, we know that after it comes out, after that news comes out, we'll probably see spike up, but we will see that reversal to the downside. After a while though, not immediately. Might get that push for a couple of days, maybe a week, 2 weeks, who knows, but then we start seeing people's lives actually being affected. At the moment, we have 187.50 locked in. So if it reverses, I'm just waiting for it to hit my target. It's making a triple top. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Let's see if we can get those buyers to just push it right above. I can get some confirmation because right now we didn't break below any of the 5-minute candles. That's good support. One-minute charts are a bit weak, but I think it just might just be, you know, buyers taking their profits, sellers trying to push, but they can't because the buyers are very strong at the moment. So let's see, can we break through 34.52.50? We have some good buyer support on the dome. Okay, a little breakout of the previous double top now. And we just break through 34.5275. Let's see. I think we can. We have some good buyers today. Again, this is a classic example of patience pays. Like, just gotta wait it out. I know waiting and trading is probably like the worst, but I think the fact that I swing trade stocks a good amount is probably where I was able to build that up. Yeah, Tom, NQ is pretty much just pushing higher and higher at the moment, which is good. We might be able to hit our target. So close to it, but again, the reason why this trade happened to begin with was simply we got our algo alert and then entered the trade one tick above per our rules. We took our first contract off at profit target number 1. Now we're waiting for profit target number 2. I just placed it one tick below because I don't want anything happening. I don't want any reversals today because it's a big move. And then, yeah, right now we're just waiting it out. And recently I've just been trading 2 contracts, so that's why if I had a 3rd contract, I will have held it till the profit level number 3. But I probably don't want to be in this trade for that long because it might pull back here and then continue to the upside. But if not, we might just see a nice reversal because these profit taking levels always act as a good resistance point as well. Move my stop up a little bit. We have 212.50 locked in at the moment. We're just going for that 325. Let's see. You said pivot at 118.54.42. Yeah, that's right around that area. So we could see a nice. My range was for 118.52 118.52.50. You're right around the same price, so we'll see what happens to that. But again, these ranges, they can always just push up, push through, and then they can probably come down. I might just try to lock in 250 at this point, just because on the 1 minute charts, it's getting a little weak. 1 minute chart just created pretty much a triple top. It's hitting that heavy resistance at 34.53, just 2 ticks shy of our target. So I don't want to get stuck in anything. Just gonna be looking at the ES real quick. That way I can just lock in as much as I can for today.
Stop field.
I took my trade out at 34.52. So we're in good profits for today. Again, the 1 minute chart was starting to reverse just a little bit, so I didn't want to give anything up. Let's see if it still hits our target though. 34.53.50. That's our target. Well, we could honestly left our stop here at 34.51 because it's still not breaking below that 5 minute. The 1 minute just started looking weak to me, so that's why I took it out. But I'm still happy with the trade. But again, NQ hitting that resistance point is a pretty big deal. So yeah, I'll just pull up my algo and explain it to you, Tom. Just give me 1 second. Let me just pull this here. And let me just pull this screen out this way. One second. No, but if we just held, we would have got that 1.5 extra point because it hit our target of 34.53.50. But yeah, today the big move for this was simply from the Algo alert. So what I do with the Algo alert is my rules are wait for the Algo alert and then place my order 1 tick above. So our alert price, it clearly tells us 34.46.75. So I placed my order at 33.47, so 1 tick higher right there. And then obviously my stop was placed right here. This is my stop line right here, 34.43. I had to give it that room, but then I slowly move it up. And my entries for it, I always like the algo to break through that algo price, that 1 tick, in the next 2 candles. It didn't break in the first candle, but it did break in the second candle and filled me there. That's why I was happy with it. If it didn't fill me there, I'd just cancel my order, wait for a next alert. But right now, still pushing up. And we take one contract off at that first target always, and then we start moving our stop to break even. That way we never lose anything, and then we just try to ride it out till take profit level 2 and take profit level 3, depending on our size of the move, right? If it's a smaller size, I might wait till take profit 3 just because it'll most likely hit. But take profit level 1 is our best bet. It's like that's the one that hits pretty much like 90%, 95% of the time, and then level 2, you know, less percentage sometimes. Just depends on what time you're trading. And just paying attention to like the market conditions and is everything in sync. But today was clearly algo play. Same thing here. The trade I took in the pre-market, 855, broke through in the second candle, got in for a quick point, but it hit all 3 profit taking levels. Just want to see, I'll show you, I can draw them out. See, hit the first one, hit the second one, hit the third one. But it was the pre-market session. I didn't want to stay in it for too long, so I just took it off for 1 point. So that was the first profit target. So the targets are posted by the algo. It's automatic. Like it will draw itself on the chart. I don't have to go out there and draw it. It automatically draws it once the signal pops up. It'll draw the lines. Enzo, what do you mean? What's that called? Tells you when to buy? So this buy is from my algo. So it's like for all the parameters I have set up, it'll alert me. And then I enter 1 tick above, because the whole point of my algo is to find moves right before they happen. Oh yeah, this is mine. Like I built it out. This isn't one of those things that you just find on TradingView or anything like that. I built it out. It's pretty much just proprietary to me at this point, but I do want to make it public very soon. I've been working on it that way, like just figuring out, you know, safety concerns and everything. I don't want anybody to steal my code. So right now I have been building out my website for the algo, and then just building everything out. I'll most likely launch it soon, but if you guys want like a little bit of an early access so you guys can test it out. Obviously I use it mainly for my swing trades, but with the ES I just have to be a bit more careful. It's shorter time frames, but if you guys want, I don't mind giving you guys just like a little preview access, because you guys do support me on the YouTube channel and I love that. You guys hit the like button, you guys are subscribed, so I like that. So what you guys can do, if you want like a little access for like a week or so, I'm open to it. Just send me a message on my Discord. Just you guys can just join the Discord and just send me a message there with your TradingView username, and then I can grant you private access, and then I'll make a video on exactly how you can set it up on your charts. It literally takes less than like 2 minutes to set it up. It's just like 2 clicks, and then I just explain the rules for it. I mean, I'll let you guys have it for free for a little while, but obviously it's like a system I built out. It took me a long time. It took a lot of effort, man. And again, we just hit that second take profit level right there. I wasn't even paying attention because I was talking, but It hit it right there at 34.5375. Now it's acting as that resistance point, getting that little reversal, but we might potentially still be in good shape for today to go to that 34.5725. Now I know you're joking, but you know, sometimes people just want it, and then that's why I'm okay. I'm okay with just, you know, giving you guys a free trial. If you guys want to test it out on some of your stocks or something, it works it works amazingly on like some, like if you trade the hourly charts and swing trade, like oh my god, like I love it. And then for the ES and the NQ, you have to be a bit more like careful with it, just because it will give you the big moves, but you have to understand what setups are the best ones. That's why I like to trade the morning sessions, just because it has the biggest moves. But if the ES is ever consolidating, you want to be very careful of your entries. Yeah, you can use the Discord alerts. They're all live. It's set up for the ES that way. Well, this worked on the chop today. It works on the chop sometimes, but I wouldn't say this is like the best thing for the chop. That's why you got to be careful with the chop, because that's when everything kind of just goes to, you know, shit. And now we see our candles pulling back here. It hit our like take profit level, aim down. So let's see how far this move will go down. That's why we trail our stops, just to avoid these moves. And the first target usually just pumps up, so it's like it's okay. Second target, we have to be a bit more careful. We do give it some room sometimes, just depends on how the market's moving, right? Because obviously we're talking about it before, where NQ was hitting that resistance level at that 52 and 54, like Tom said as well. So when we're hitting key resistance levels, we have to be very careful. Yeah, I forgot to add the NQ. I'm sorry. I'll add it today. Let me just write on a sticky note real quick. It's on my list of things to do for today, so it will be done today. I will add it. Right now, I'll show you guys like a chart on Tesla from like the August, like when I took a trade on it. So essentially, right, let me just make this easier. Okay, perfect. It's like on August 12th, we got a perfect signal from Tesla with our take profit levels. Easy. What I do is when I'm trading stocks, I always just place my order like 5 cents above whatever price it's telling me. So in this case, it was 14.90.96. I would just place it at 14.91.01, like my stop limit. And then I'll just hold it out. My stop loss is set, and then I just wait for it to take profits. This is from August 12th, and then if you keep going, right now we had another alert come in yesterday around 12:30, and then it hit all of our targets again. Yeah, I like TradingView charts because there's so much you can do with it, and it's just so clear. Like all the other charts, like they're a bit like, I don't know, I just feel like TradingView, the appeal of it's very nice. It's just my personal opinion. Some people like the older charts, some people like the newer charts. I'm a fan of these new charts, and there's so much you could do with TradingView. Like say we just took SPY, right? And like say daily chart, SPY. Yeah, this is the daily chart for Tesla. So if anybody got in on the 12th and just held completely here, let me just, on the daily chart, we got that alert for 1585 on Tesla, went all the way up to 2077, big pump. So if we want to calculate that, it's like a 30% return right there. Let's say you were just doing SPY. Our alert came here. You would have entered, could have held, just swung it if you're trading options. And this is really good for a lot of people that just swing trade, or you know, they're still working, because I know a lot of traders still work but they want to trade, so they'll look at the charts at work, and this makes it simple. So you're looking at the hourly chart, so you don't have to look at it 24/7. And then this is what one of the alerts I'm talking about, right? We'll get an alert, but then if price doesn't cross the alert price, so our alert price for this would have been around 33.1568, so we would have placed it, our order, at 33.15 and like 5 cents, right? So that's 73. It never hit 73. It never hit 33.1573, so we would have never got in, because we'd always do a buy stop limit order, and if it never hit, and then like next couple candles, cancel your order, you're done, and you forget about it. The whole point of this algo is to get you into the market for the good entries, and having your risk measured completely, so you're never losing too much, and you're always going for a good risk to reward ratio. So like just in this case, right, our risk to reward, if you put it at stop loss level, like the second stop loss level, your risk to reward would have been 2.1. If you put it to the first stop loss level, your risk to reward would have been 2.69. So for every $1 you're risking, you're getting 2.69 in return. So yeah, personally, I have tested it a lot for the longer time frames, the hourlies, the dailies. It works really well. And then the 5-minute, you just have to, it works. It's just, you just have to pay attention to what's happening in the market, because you have to understand short-term trends. But for the hourlies and the dailies, it's much easier to identify the trend and seeing where everything's going. But for the 5 minutes and everything, I just say give it a bit more practice. Just don't jump right into it, and you'll start understanding, okay, like there's key points where there's good volume and everything, with especially with the ES, right? You want to be careful, but it will try to predict all the moves right before they happen, and that's why you enter with buy stop limits right 5 cents above, because you don't want to get caught in any of the double tops. Like the interesting one thing with SPY, right, it's like you can continuously, like over the years, right, if you look, right, you just buy there, buy there. Let me just remove this line. Gives you nice signals. Buy, buy, buy. So if you're just like looking to like, you know, grow your retirement account and you just had like Apple or just SPY or anything, say Apple. I love Apple. It's a great stock. Easy swings, perfect swings. So you could honestly, if you just want to grow your retirement account, you just invest simply in Apple or anything like that. You get nice signals, buy signal. You can just add to your portfolio over time. So you get nice timing in it. And even before our big jump, we had that move. And for this move, you could have just held if you wanted to after take profit level 3. And again, we talk about a false signal because like we only enter if it crosses that price, the high of that candle essentially by 5 cents. And if it doesn't, we don't enter. So we got saved there. Same thing over time. It's continuous. We'll go back to the ES now. I know most of you guys are just futures traders. Again, so let's see what happened right now. Can you just do full screen? Oh, I like that much better. Our alert, hit our first take profit, hit our second take profit, acted as a resistance point, and then started coming down. Our take profit level acted as a support area. Now it's continuing to the upside, and potentially we can easily see this go to 34.47.25 today. Let's see. Maybe it'll happen. Nice little push in the next couple minutes. One second, guys. Let me just push this out. So as we wait for ES and let's see what it does, we're just gonna see some backtesting results from the algo just for swing trading stocks, right? Because like I do that a lot, and then have the backtesting data completely from all the way up to 2017. I have it for multiple stocks and everything that I normally trade. TQQQ is a ETF, a 3x ETF of QQQ, you know, the NASDAQ. And essentially with TQQQ, every time a stock goes up, if QQQ goes up 1%, this will go up 3%. That's why I love it. And it's nice and easy to swing because, you know, QQQ is super nice charts. So let me just pull that over. So I'll just explain this Excel sheet real quick. Essentially starting from our first alert was in 2017 was on the 4th, every date right there. Our purchase price, our sell price, how much percentage that means, like from selling from one to the other. And then this is based on a $25,000 account. And then your total account P&L from the beginning, right? On this side, and then your total account profit year to date. So since like 2017 till now, we had about 77 wins and 20 losses. And then you can see, you just like reinvest your money every time, right? That's the whole point. When you're swing trading, you're just trying to grow your account by compounding interest. That's what I do. I reinvest. I don't like to touch my money from my stocks. And then just growing, because like you can see, the losses are like very minimal to our gains. 9%, 3%, 4%, 6%, 2%. We'll get one time, sometimes we'll just get small moves. So it's like 1.14%. But your risk is always measured and it's always set. And your stop loss is required when you're trading. And I just follow the same stop loss rules. And then you can see, in a matter of 4 years, you could have went from 25,000. That's if you reinvested every single time, right? You started off with 25,000, made it to 26,000. You're reinvesting that 26,000. In like about 4 years, you would have had a nice return of 1,769% and total profit of 442. And that's just on one, right? This is just one stock. Is NQ ripping? Let's see. Yeah, NQ is going off of that pullback at the moment. So as we can see on our charts, this is the NQ right now, not the 2000 tick chart for the ES that I normally have. We can see our resistance level right here, hit it, bounced off a little bit. Now it's trying to break through. ES, again, we have a resistance point right at 34.54. So that's something to watch out for. And our next resistance point for NQ would be 119.62. That'd be a big push if that happened today. It'd be a crazy pump. But again, ES is approaching its resistance level right here. So that's something to be careful about. But Cumulo Delta on both are now in sync. They're just rising, which is good. But always pay attention to the resistance zones. I just saw that we have 8 people watching and we have 8 likes. I love that. Love seeing everybody's supporting. Obviously, the YouTube algorithm, if I'm trying to break it, I need the likes. So, trying to grow that YouTube account, give people some good information, good trading tips, get more people, you know, we can all help each other out. So I'll put the algo up for sale very soon. I'm just, you know, working on the back end stuff. There's always there's no issues with the algo, but it's just like, you know, building the website, you know, you need the payment processors, you need to go create your LLC, you need to create everything. Like, there's a lot of stuff on the back end that nobody realizes. But again, like I said, I can give you guys like a little sneak peek at everything for like a week or so. If you guys just DM me your TradingView username in the Discord. You don't have to post it publicly in the Discord chat. You can just DM me on the Discord, like personally, and I will probably by the end of today or tomorrow I'll add it, and then I'll make a video about how you can use it, how you can set it up. Very quick video. I'm sorry, Fanny. I kind of read over your message, kind of just got back to it now, but yeah, at the support levels you could buy. That's a point, right? So we went back to our algo. Where did it go? So it would act as support right there, and we could have bought there, but obviously I was already in the trade early on. This could have been a reversal, could have break through. That's why I didn't want to mess with it, because I had my profits and I'm not gonna get greedy. So now we're just waiting for it to hit completely. Now we're just watching this. No, you don't need to have a TradingView account, because I subscribe for the premium account, so I'm able to share it with, again, give you guys private access with, and TradingView doesn't charge you guys anything. TradingView only charges you if you want like their premium features, where if you want to like set like 300 alerts on stocks or something crazy like that, or if you want to build your own scripts and algorithms and everything, and like post them but keep them private so that none of your code is, you know, stolen, obviously. Which stock performed best with your algo? Honestly, like I've always traded the tech stocks and they've always been good to me. So TQQQ is like a must. It's great returns. It's a good way to just build, and it follows the NASDAQ overall, and NASDAQ stocks are one of my favorites. Apple, another big favorite. Facebook, another big favorite. Amazon, didn't really trade too much just because didn't really, you know, like it too much, but missed out on Amazon a lot, but it happens. My top 3 are Apple, TQQQ, Facebook, then we have Nvidia, and then I also traded Vive. That's the ticker symbol. Microsoft is a very slow one, but still, like, it's a good stock. And then I also like FNGU. It's another ETF. It's a tech ETF. But I've tested it out on like regular consumer goods stocks as well, and it's worked really well. It's just a matter of being patient and then just swing trading them. Oh, on stocks, I use the 1 hour charts. I do not use tick charts for stocks. So right now, ES pumping up, broke through that resistance level. The next resistance level on the ES would be 3460. Let's see, did it hit our target? Yep. Yeah, let me just move this out, that way I can just show you the... So from our initial alert, went all the way till 3447.25, broke through all of our targets. And to measure that move out, let's see, we enter 1 tick higher, so let's move our... Yep, right there. We entered right there, stop loss right there, 4 points. First target was for 3.25 points. Second target was for 6.75 points. And you guys can always see the number right there for the amount of points. Third target was for 10.25 points. And when you get these nice plays, your risk to reward, obviously 2.56, good risk to reward. Even if you went for a second level, your risk to reward is still 1.69. And the risk to reward, you guys can see it right here. Yeah, let me know if I'm moving this too fast. And then if you just went for the first one, that's when your risk to reward is less than 1, but it's still okay because most times you will get hit for the first target. But today's move was for 10.25 points, and now we're just going to see how far it can go. Yeah, you can trade stocks off of TradingView. So the best part about TradingView is if you want to trade stocks right on the chart itself, you have to just create a TradeStation account and then get your funding through TradeStation, and then it integrates right into the TradingView charts. So in reality, would these two shake me out? If it hit the second target, I might have moved it right up to the take profit level 1. My stop loss would have been moved up, but today I was just, you saw me taking it, moving it, trailing it, because I just wanted to lock in my profits today. I didn't want to wait, and I took it out around 34.52 right here. That's where I took it out today. But these candles won't shake me out normally, essentially because my stop loss would have been at plus like 2 ticks of about break even. So regardless, I would just be waiting it out. But say if I saw a solid red candle, like a big candle, would come in and sellers were stepping in, then I would have just taken it out. But this candle right here, this formation, is completely okay with me because 1, they weren't strong. Buyer still had some support. Second red candle, it didn't break below the previous red candle, which is a good sign. That means buyers are still in control. This just means it might just be a mini pullback. and a good area to enter. And then we can see that it ripped up, but sometimes if I'm getting impatient, then obviously I'm just trailing my stop, just getting, because I'm locking in my profits. But if I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna wait this one out, then I just let it wait out, because my stop would have been at break even plus 2 ticks, so that would have been like like $25. So it wouldn't have bothered me at all. But if I'm trading with stocks, like I don't even look at it, because like I just like kind of just let them sit in the background. I'll come back like every afternoon or every morning in the morning just to see how they're performing, but I won't be checking them throughout the day unless I hear some crazy news. But yeah, I think that's why like understanding market structure and like how candles work is a big part of trading. I think some people like skip over it. I don't know why, but it's like the one thing they're looking at continuously. So they need to understand what each candle means. And again, I use the Heikin-Ashi candles because I like trading with the trend. So if this candle's clear sign, it's not strong. Second candle showed us, hey, this was not a strong move. So it was just, you know, buyers taking their profits. Yeah, I use it because like in the Heikin-Ashi candles, you can use the candles to trail because it shows you good. Because it, like with Heikin-Ashi, if it breaks below, it's kind of indicating like a trend reversal essentially. So that's why I just trail it with the Heikin-Ashi candles, like right on the bottom right here and then bottom right here. But it would depend on the move I'm going for. If it's a very short move, then I'm not gonna be trailing it because like I need to give it that little space so that I can pump up. If it's a long move, then I'll be trailing it. And now we can see right here that we broke through our first resistance level, pretty much held strong above it. So now it's just an indication of seeing, can buyers still push up, or will we see resistance right there? Let me check my other charts to see where the other resistance point is. Yeah, so another key resistance point level is on 34.5750 for ES. So that's 33.4750, which is right here where my mouse is at. But we can see again that every 10 points, you can see the sellers pile up. They piled up at 34.50 down here, and then they're piling up at 34.60. I really should do some more research on why that is a key psych level. I don't know why people love that. Let's see what happens in the next 10 minutes. Can we hit that next resistance point and then probably bounce off or pull back again? But again, like, you know, in 10 minutes we do have people going to lunch. It's okay, Enzo. You'll always get another move tomorrow. And with the ES and everything, I might just continue to just go back to just trading the algo. It's like I was showing the tick charts for a little while just because it's nice, but that volatility isn't there anymore. And those moves in the mornings are kind of just getting choppy. So when it's choppy, I might just stop looking at the tick charts completely at the moment. Just trade the algo, go for these nice big plays, grab some good profits. Because the algo has always treated me well. So a quick question for all of you guys. So are you guys all like trading full time, or are you guys at home because, you know, because of quarantine and everything and people not being able to go in the office, and you guys picked up on trading because now you have more time to look at the charts on the side? Let's see if we can get a good reversal going at 34.60, because it is getting very close to it. It's just 1 point short. Oh, Enzo, that's dope, man. That's an interesting career. Filmmaker. Do you have like your own YouTube channel with like films that you made, or are you guys like, are you like the pro filmmaker, you know, like working for the big guys? That's awesome, Tom. It's always nice to get started. You know, if you always had that passion for it, now is probably the best time to take advantage of it, because we all got that time. Honestly, I feel like this whole quarantine has been a blessing for a lot of people, because they finally got the time that they couldn't with their 9-to-5 job to pursue their dreams and their passions. I've seen that happen with a lot of people. They're just actually using it and taking advantage of the time, and I'm so happy for them. Because I know there's a good amount of people out there that are just like, oh, they always complain, oh, I never have enough time to do what I want. But then now that they have time, they're like, oh, but like I still have to do some work. I'm like, you can manage. A lot of people used to commute like an hour, like one way, right, to work, an hour back. So that's 2 hours a day just commuting. That's pretty much 2 hours a day of time that you just got back. So if you ever want to start that business, you want to start anything, whatever your passion is, you finally have the time to do it. So for the people taking advantage of it, so proud of you guys. Like, so happy for you guys too. Oh, Tom, man, that actually blows because yeah, you got affected pretty bad with it. It's like mobile DJ. Obviously, you're gonna be there's no parties going on. But one tip I will give you is that don't try to force trading. You have to be patient. You have to wait for the setups to come. Like you saw me this morning, I lost some money because well, guess what? I kind of forced my trade. So I was just like, oh, it's just breaking out. Let me just get in. I forgot to pay attention to the trend. But if I just followed my rules, I would have been fine. And I could have just followed my algo alerts and I would have been up over 500 today. But today we're only up around like 250 or so. But yeah, don't force trading. Like spend the time to learn everything. And then it's okay to like do the practice account because I know when we're all starting out, it's like we just want to make some money, but that'll burn us. So that's just from my experience, right? When I first started out, it's like I tried to make some quick money and then I was like, nope, that's not the way it works. Gotta be patient and had to learn everything. And then yeah, it takes some time. Hey, I agree, man. 250 a day keeps the job away. I love how that rhymes. I know a lot of people say that. Yeah, 250 a day trading ES is very doable. So we are hitting that 3460 level. You guys can see on the ES on the right side. That yellow line is our resistance point. So let's see how it reacts to it. I'm obviously not getting in any more trades because I don't like to overtrade. I realized ever since I started streaming, I started like a little habit of trading more just to, you know, I guess show you guys I'm trading a little bit, but then I realized let me just go back to my ways, trade the algo alerts, trade those perfect setups, and that's when we see these nice big moves happen, and we just have to be patient for it. So lesson learned from that, right? And Tom, if you haven't signed up already, there is a free course. Like the link is below. I made it just for people because like I had more time on my hands like back in March and everything. So it's like made it for beginners and everyone just to understand trading, some concepts, the basic concepts, as well as trading strategies, as well as understanding risk management and trading psychology. Those two are very big. So you can definitely check it out. It's all free. The link should be below. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, the link is below. Yeah, that course is over like 5.5 hours long, but you can skip around in the sections. The only reason I didn't put it on YouTube is because YouTube, it's hard to track the exact way like this course is structured. So that's why I had to use like another website to host the videos and everything. But it's all free, no charge, nothing. There'll never be a charge because I don't plan on ever charging for education. I just think, me personally, right, I've always felt that education should be free because the knowledge is out there. It's just about putting it together and just giving it to people. Oh, you started the course. Thanks, man. I'm really happy that you like it. Just let me see your previous question. Is that a line you put on chart? Yeah, this line's on my chart. So we're seeing that that's a key level right there. We have that psych level, and now we have it acting as a resistance point. So who knows? We might see potential to at least flip, because I think we need a good pullback at this point. It's like, let's measure the move, right? We went from 43 till 60, so it's what, about 17 points. Yeah, about 17 points. So if we make a 17-point move, we might make a 20-point move and then probably come down, but we'll see. But pullbacks are normal here. We might get these tiny pullbacks, which still required. You can see the NQ kind of getting weaker. Also, on this chart, this is not a level for my algo. These are just like support and resistance levels that are drawn out. This is not an algo alert. This is not an algo level either. All my algo stuff will always be on TradingView, and you'll see that nice little chart. Where'd it go? You have this nice big black screen. You'll see these green lines, white line, red line. That's when you know it's the algo. But when it's my Top Step account, you're gonna see all this. Oh, so we're getting that little push. Interesting. Yeah, right now it's just pushing. Damn, today it's really pushing. Again, our next level, no, next resistance level. I should make that clear. 34, 65, 29. Just kind of just blew through it. Let's see, there's some breaking news about Facebook. Facebook warns Apple iOS 14 could shave more than 50% from audience network revenue. That's interesting. Yeah, the tick charts are good for the ES. I predominantly just trade the 2001, but only thing with tick charts is the chop. The chop always gets me, man. That's why I like to wait for my algo. That's why the whole reason I built it out, to avoid that choppy situation. Right now, ES is just pushing. Wow. Now I'm getting a little bit of FOMO of not staying in my trade. But still profitable for the day. I'm happy. Yeah, Tom, the alert did come right around 10 o'clock. Glad you liked it. Let's see. I think in a few minutes I'm probably gonna hop off the stream, you know, kind of getting hungry. This is just a big move right now. Oh yeah, Tom, please don't chase. Don't chase. Chasing is like the worst thing you could do, because that's when you get burned. When I first started trading, I tried to chase because I was like, I just want to get in, catch it, I can ride the wave. Oh my god, man. Like, back then it burned me. But it's a valuable lesson that I learned. That's why now if I get in the price, I get in. If not, I'm just like, it's okay. I'll just wait for the next one. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like the stream and the advice that I can give you guys. Thanks, Enzo. But right now, yeah, we are playing with that resistance level again. Right around 34.6525. So let's see what happens. And if it breaks through that, I'm kind of just like, I don't know where it's going at that point. I kind of just measured it out to be pretty much just trading in these areas today. Yeah, I prefer swinging stocks a lot because I feel like the more we sit at our desk and watch the charts, the more we end up biting ourselves. That's when we make our mistakes and we're just like, well, if I just got out before, I would have had my profits. I feel like a lot of traders go through that, and I went through that. That's why I'm just like, I try to hop off the stream and everything by 12 or 11:30 most times, because like morning volatility for ES, perfect. If I get the trade, I get the trade. If I don't get the trade, it's okay. And then for stocks, it's like, hey, come back every hour, check on my phone, check on my alerts, and then I'll place my order. If it gets filled, it gets filled. If it doesn't get filled, I'm not losing anything. It's all about being in the game for the long run. We're not here to just be here. Oh, let me make so much in 1 week. Like, I hate those commercials that you see, like those ads that people make, man. It's like, oh, look at how I made like 3,000% overnight. And I'm like, okay, that might happen. Okay, to be honest, like that can happen maybe like once, because it is possible. Like there have been moments where people can make that like legit, but 99%, 99.99% of the time, that's not happening. There's if anybody's telling you you're gonna get rich overnight, it's not happening. Unless it's a million, like a multi-millionaire saying, hey, I'm gonna give you $1 million today, and he's giving it to you, sure. But like, other than that, I don't see it happening. So the average time for my swing trades, sometimes it's a couple hours. Like I'll be out of the trade in the same day, because if I get like the alert right in the morning and it's a very big move day, then I'll be done by the end of the day if it hits my take profits. But other times it might just most of the times it's like maybe the next morning or so it's like a day or two, and then in rare cases it's like 3 to 4 days. But when it's like 3 to 4 days, it's also like a big move. But most times I'm out like the next day, 1 to 2 days, because like counting the day that you got in the trade. Yeah, from what I'm remembering, like all the trades I've been doing, it's like I've never held anything over a week, to be honest. Like it's always been like the max has always been like 3 or 4 days max. But the fourth day would always just be like that morning pump would happen and I'd be taken out already, take my profits, and then I'd be done. Oh yeah, man, the penny stock traders. Oh, trust me, I tried that route in the beginning. I've done a good amount. I've traded penny stocks for a brief month, like way back when, and I was just like, this is just a waste of my time. Like I knew I would lose my money there. And it's like, yeah, you could make so much, but it's just like it wasn't for me. It wasn't for my personality. It wasn't for my trading style. It didn't match me. It was just it just brought me in. He's like, oh, you wanted to make money when you're younger, and just like all that. But you know, you have to learn one way or the other, right? And one of the main reasons I love trading large cap and mid cap is because they're the stocks that are continuously getting invested into. Like people are continuously investing. So I used to work for a financial institution before I became a full-time trader, and the one thing I'd notice is, because I was in the retirement planning side of things, right? So I'd be in the retirement department, and we would see the funds and everything that people have and how much money's coming in. And now I made that link that's saying like, hey, with mutual funds and everything, people are continuously investing money into these large cap stocks because these funds are all invested into these large cap stocks. You have your Apple, your Facebook, your Google, your Amazon, your not Tesla, I'm sorry, like all these other companies. You have Netflix as well. So it's like they're getting money pumped into them every month because the growth of mutual funds has been accelerated over the past couple of years as well. More people are investing into their retirement because they understand they need financial security. And with making that link, it just makes sense that, hey, trade your large caps, because if you're only looking for buy setups, essentially, when I'm swinging, I don't like to short. I look for buy setups because the market's built to go up. Like companies are built to make their valuation go up. They're not built to bring them down. So if 90% of the time the market's going up, be with that trend. And yeah, that 10% you'll have those big dips, but guess what? Right after the big dip, it's going back up again. Oh yeah, I wouldn't hold for months. The only time, if I'm holding for months, that's more in my retirement account where I'm just looking at the daily charts and just adding to my positions. But that's also because, well, it's a retirement account, right? I'm just looking to add money for growth for their retirement. I'm not looking for immediate returns, because that money, the retirement money, is just strictly till, you know, you're old and everything. Yeah, Timothy Sykes, man. I think I watched him for a little bit, and then I saw him and it's like his ways of doing it. I just felt like it wasn't for me. Couldn't do it. Yeah, I definitely got excited from hearing him, because like I think the first time I heard about it was like, first time I heard about it was way back when. Probably like 2013 or 2014. That's probably when I first heard about him. Because he was like on YouTube, it was like talking about, oh, how he made millions and everything. So I was like, you know, you get excited, you get, oh, he can do it, I can do it too. And that's true, you can do it, and somebody else did it, that means you can do it as well. But the penny stock aspect, just like didn't like it one bit. There are very few people that make good money from it, but I'm not one of them that I touch penny stocks. Don't like them, don't touch them. And after I got burned from those penny stocks, that's when I was like, you know what, let me just stick with the regular stuff, because they move. And I love the compounding interest theory, because it is very doable. You just reinvest your money. And that's why I even built out an Excel sheet. I'll show you guys right now, actually. Like, what I'm going to do is that for a stock challenge that I'm going to do with the start $10,000 account, because that's pretty, it's normal. You can, most people can do that. So I know some people start off with a lot less, and that's okay, but it's all about like consistent growth over time. So I made an Excel sheet over here. This Excel sheet, you can have access to it in the course. I know I put it in there. There should be a link, I think, to a Google Drive link, and then you can just make a copy and play around with it. But essentially, say you start off with 10,000, you're going for 2% a day, and then you're compounding, you're reinvesting all that money in every time. So with the compounding interest theory, all it's saying is that you take your profits, but then you reinvest it. So today, day one, you start out with $10,000. You're going for the 2% a day, so you get 200. Then you're left with 10,200 the next day. So you're going to reinvest that, and then you'd be making 204 profit the next day. And then after that, you're just redoing it and doing it over. Like, say by like day 100, like 100 days, that's like about 3.5 months, right? You can grow your account up to from 10,000 to 71,000, and potentially make 1420 in one day, right? Which is great, but one thing you have to remember: compounding interest theory, it depends on you being perfect every single time. So say we even like 80% of the time, right? Small losses and everything. Since our risk is always measured, we can still expect to see our growth at least till like 45,000, 80,000, around that range. And that's like chopping off a good like 20% or 30% completely. That's just to be on the safe side, right? It's just a matter of sticking with it and being consistent and making sure your risk is managed. Oh yeah, Timothy Sykes and all those people, man. Like, there's another guy that I always see the ads come up for. It's like he says, "Oh, I forgot the name. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say their names or anything like that." He's like, but I know it's like he says like, "Oh, with this option play, you could have made like 1,700% overnight. We alert you with a very simple system." I was like, if you're making 1,700%, like consistently, trust me, like Wall Street would have found you and just taken you in. And then what did you say? Yeah, he is a master marketer. There's a lot of them out there. Did I ever listen to Mr. Yen? No, I haven't listened to Mr. Yen. If you have like a link to his page or something, I'll check it out. I don't mind checking it out. Howard Stern of trading. Let me look him up, Mr. Yen. Is that his YouTube channel name? Let's see. Mr. Yen. Oh, is that Brian Watt, Mr. Yen? Okay. Yes, a couple people have told me about him so far. I checked out one of his things, like, I was testing it out. Well, where was it? Where's my chart go? I think he was the one that told me about his strategy with, where'd it go? Right here. Like the Hammer, that's what he calls it. The Heikinashi, like smoothed moving average to understand the trend, but they use like Renko charts and everything. It's an interesting theory. I am still testing it out just to see. I kind of, at this point, I don't like depend on it. I just check to see, am I in the right trend, if it matches up. But obviously, if I don't do a lot of back testing on something, I'm not going to touch it. Okay, Tanner, thank you. It's the real Brian Watt. Okay, perfect. I'll check him out. Maybe if he goes live one day or something, it'll be interesting. Since you guys are saying it's mad funny. Oh, I just dropped my book. Okay. Yeah, pretty much ES is just gone today. This is quite ridiculous. Let's see. Yeah, after touching that 200 EMA, this was a perfect 200 EMA bounce play, to be honest. He's like, I know there's some people that trade simply off the 200 EMA and they just go for the bounces. You would have made a killing today. You would have probably got in what, at 34.42, and currently we're trading at 34.68. Obviously nobody would have held that long. They would have probably sold off right here when they saw the first like little reversal, but still, that's a good 10 points from 42 to 52. Yeah, Tanner, I'll definitely check him out. Let's see. Like, I want to see what you guys are talking about. We'll see how he does. Yeah, but at this point, ES is just continuously going. Our next resistance point is all the way at 34.81. If it really goes to that today, I will just be like, I would actually feel FOMO today for being in a play, entering right around here, and then not holding all the way. But hey, we took our profits. As long as we're profitable, that's all that matters. But that FOMO will be there. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, man, with a chop, it's hard to focus because it's like you kind of trip yourself up. That's why I don't like trading during the chop. I have to wait and be patient. Don't worry, Tom. You can catch it next time. These moves happen all the time. You have to remember, market just repeats itself. It'll chop, it'll break out, it'll pump up. Same thing over and over again. And the more you trade, the more you realize, hey, this is the same thing happening over and over and over again. Now it's just a matter of me being patient enough to wait for that moment to happen, and then I enter. But I think I'm gonna be ending the stream now, guys, because I'm actually kind of hungry, and obviously I'm not getting into the market again today. Probably look at some stocks on the side. Obviously, I always do that. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We can trade then. And then if you guys want to reach out to me at any point, you guys can just message me in the Discord, either DM me or just drop any news or any comments on the random chat, and I'll respond to you guys there. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.